Hello, welcome to the weather update. Tonight it's 9 o'clock, November 27th, and yes, dealing with some rain. We've got a few more lingering showers over the area. It's finally done. However, the steady rain didn't really wind up raining for that long of a period of time. It was only mainly through the afternoon, and then as we got toward the evening, we kind of got a little break, and now we got a few more showers across the area here. Looking at the radar on this, you can see here again, there is those showers finally clearing on out, just the last of them as this wraps up here. This Uvarian, the temperatures have gone up quite a bit throughout the day, and now we are dealing with temperatures now approaching 60 degrees, already approaching 60. It's already 61 at Islip. Dew point 59, south-south wind is 20, south-southwest wind at 21, gusting to 26. That's the kind of yucky air mass we're in. It's even warmer in New Jersey. We've got 60s in New Jersey, 63, and with a dew point of 63 at Belmar, Farmingdale. Tropical, just downright tropical conditions. And you see here the wind shifting to the west further back and kind of gusty too. The red is the wind gusts. And if we put the dew points in, you'll see here high humidity. It doesn't really dry out until you get well into Pennsylvania. So we're dealing with some pretty high humidity tonight as well. Just very tropical feel out there. And looking at the kind of weather we had today, you see here, this is, I will show you that in a minute. But let's look at the sky here as the sun went down. Yes, the sun went down. We had this really pink sky. I guess there was clear air, enough, this low cloud deck, whatever. We had this very unusual sky when the sun set, very red, crimson, almost, very unusual. And this here is what they, I did take the train today, going to the South Shore, and you'll see here just this gray overcast here as we're zooming by here. Now that video clip is to show you the wind, so let's put the sound on, and you'll hear the wind here howling. You may not hear the wind. Look here. Sort of see it over there. The 750 train Penn Station is now arriving on track 1. Driven mist. So that's the kind of conditions you were dealing with tonight. Even though the rain ended, we had a little bit of break, and then we had this mist come in after 6 o'clock, very wind-driven mist with occasional showers embedded in it. And you can see some wind gusts. There's a wind gust up to 34 miles an hour. So let's take a look at our highs. Well, our highs are the temperatures we have right now, so I'm not even going to put the highs on the screen. And we could look at the lows, I guess, is what we'll look at here. Low temperatures, because the highs are what we have now. And you can see it got down to 28 this morning. Radiational cooling not quite as present as it was this morning as it was the other day. So still in New Jersey, still managed to get down to the low 30s in the Pine Barrens there. And 28, of course, the coldest reading. And, of course, the highs are what we have now. Let's take and see how much rainfall we've gotten. Let's see. We'll do a 24-hour rainfall here. We'll see how much rainfall we've gotten. And you'll see here, not all that much. It looks like it amounts to 0.48. Roughly around a half an inch of rain across the area. I don't think we'll see too much more. New Jersey got even less, maybe a quarter of an inch. So not that much rain, although it was a soaker when it came down. It just didn't last very long. So the rainfall amounts didn't really amount to very much at all. I could look at the power outage situation. I don't think there are going to be many. There's 221 customers without power. It's like mostly on the North Shore at this point. So let's go to the models, and we will go and take a look and see what we've got. This low pressure system here. All right, so let me go to the weather map here. So you see Weather Prediction Center. You'll see low pressure here, and the cold front is approaching. Though I calling it cold is a little bit of an exaggeration because it's not really that cold. And you'll see here in the Pacific Northwest that we have some snow. See, this always happens. I forget the water, and then I get a terrible post-nasal itch. Hold on. Yeah, I do apologize for that. Just so I always have the drink with me, and if I forget the drink, then I get this post nasal. If you've ever had like a drainage from your nose into your throat, and you can kind of just chokes you, almost. It's horrible. It's an allergy condition. Funny, I usually only get it when I'm here at home. I usually don't get it on the outside. Fortunately, I guess you could say. But anyway, you can see the weather map here, and let's now go look at the models. So you got this low here. That's going to be moving on out. And that is going to bring us drier weather for tomorrow. Looking at the overall pattern, let's go to the North American view here. And 200 to 250 winds here. So we look at the jet stream here. And you see there's a little bit of a somewhat zonal flow across the earth. That's going to mean we're not really going to see all that much cold air as we head into the first few days of December. And you see here, it's not really a whole lot of plunges here until we get to the end of the period again. So it looked like we were going to get an outbreak of some cold air, and then the models kind of just took it away once again. Same thing's happening, all right? Looking at your heights, you'll see as we go through the week, kind of zonal with a slight ridge in the east. Then you have a little bit of a trough come through on Thursday. That'll bring some, transitional cold air, quick shot of it. But again, no really big cold air outbreaks until we get later into the period again. And it's the carrot and the stick. It's always pushing it further along. And it's something that we see again this time. So going to the CONUS view here, and of course I'm using the GFS. I don't think the European has any differences in that, and the European doesn't really go as far as the GFS. We could look at the European model, and I'm sure that there's not much of a difference in this upper air pattern. So yeah, it's just kind of zonal with that brief trough. That's as far as we got on the European, which is why I don't use it. Usually use the GFS. So as it goes further out, at least when I need to look at what's going to go on in the longer range. All right, so low moves away. We get into the northwest flow, but it's not going to be, the air isn't going to be that cool. High pressure is going to be weak. We have a stronger front come through on Wednesday. That's our next chance of rain, later Wednesday and Thursday. That's going to be a much stronger front, and that's going to bring in colder air. You can see clearly by looking at this, the tight isobars, the northwest flow coming out. That'll bring in some colder air, and that'll bring colder air into Thursday into Friday. And then we have another high built-in, a week high for the weekend. And then as we get into next week, we could be dealing with a little bit of stall front syndrome, a little bit of it. This high pressure tries to build in, and that, again, could bring us some more colder air, but not, nothing really. When you see what you're looking at here, it's not like you have. It's toward the end of the period that you see that cold, that Arctic potential for Arctic air. So if we look at the temperature anomalies here, as we go into this week here, you'll see we are going to be slightly above normal tomorrow, a little bit. It's pretty much close to average on Tuesday. Then we go above average ahead of that cold front on Wednesday. Then we get some colder than normal temperatures on Thursday. So slightly colder, but it's only for one day, so we're already near normal on Friday, and then by the weekend, we're back above normal again. And then going into the next week, you can see we're above normal until we get toward Wednesday, where it looks like it's trying to bring some cold air into the center part of the country, but not directly at us. And again, this is a ways away. At this point, things could change, and that's why I don't really read too much into these long-range forecasts beyond like 7 days, because it's really hard to. There's so many variables, there really are. So, take a closer look now at our area. Let's go to the HRRR model, 0Z run. And here is your 0. So you see the tight isobars. That means we're going to have a gusty northwest flow tomorrow. And then you can see high pressure builds in. But it's a weak high pressure, and its transition. It kind of already starts moving out on Tuesday. And then you can see there's that next batch of precipitation there that we would have to worry about. That would be the next chance for rain, would be on Wednesday with the next front. All right. Putting exact timing in, a little early to tell right now at this time. FV3 isn't going to go far enough out. The only models that do, GFS is going to go far enough out to take us into that period where we have this front coming through. And again, it could wind up being a rain that could wind up lingering around. And you also notice there's a bit of a V in the isobars here. So that when you see something like this, that's a sharp front. it could trigger a thunderstorm perhaps. And you see the difference in the dew point in the air between the air masses here. That strong southerly flow ahead of it and dry, cold northwest winds behind it. And a very fine line there, which could definitely generate some pretty strong lift. If you look at this, you see what I mean. Yeah, this is exactly what I mean. So we could have the potential for some stormy conditions Wednesday night with this. So it's a ways out, but we're going to have to keep an eye on this. So if you have plans at that time, you may be dealing with some strong thunderstorms, maybe even some severe weather at that point out. It's kind of hard to tell at this point, but it could happen. So we'll have to keep an eye on it. Obviously, this far out, it's very hard to tell. We don't really have many more models. This is the icon model, so you see the same. It's a little gentler with the V, but you see the idea. All right. I'm going to stick with the GFS on this particular weather update here. As we go into tomorrow, we'll look at our dew points, and you'll see the dew points will drop. We'll start seeing a drop probably sometime after 10, 11 o'clock. West winds take over. The rain tapers off. Skies clear out. Dew points drop to the 40s because right now it's pretty muggy and yucky out there. And then for tomorrow, you see we actually have even colder, dry. We even have drier air building. The winds actually go from west to northwest as we get toward tomorrow afternoon, bringing in even drier air. And then north winds continue Monday night to Tuesday. North winds continue, bringing the dry air in, and then we have that high start to move offshore. Winds curve around to the south by Tuesday night into Wednesday, and then that's going to bring in more moisture ahead of that cold front. And here we are with that very sharp cold front there for Wednesday night. And then behind it, you notice west winds, west to northwest winds take over. Much drier air in place, and this looks like a colder air mass that we'll have when we get there, right? So let's look at our air temperatures here. And again, I'm going to keep using the GFS, I think, on this particular run here. So tomorrow we'll probably start off earlier on in the 50s and then drop mid-50s, and then we'll drop more to the low 50s to 50 toward the afternoon, later in the afternoon and evening. Tomorrow night, we'll see temperatures probably drop back into the 30s, though. I think we'll have a breeze, so I don't know if we're going to get the radiational cooling or not. We can flip to the HRRR on here just briefly here, looking at this run for tomorrow as far as temperatures go. And you see that push of colder air. So by tomorrow night, we'll probably be in the 30s. We'll have to see if we get that radiational cooling or not, low 30s. So we'll get much colder by tomorrow night. And then Tuesday will wind up being significantly cooler as a result of that. All right. Back to the GFS. You'll see that rush of warm air as we get into Wednesday. Here comes that warm air. Another surge like what we dealt with tonight. A tropical surge is going to come up with the risk of showers and thunderstorms, maybe even severe thunderstorms. This one looks more impressive than the one we just went through because there's going to be much colder air behind that front. As we get into Thursday, we're struggling to reach 40 degrees. So it's going to be much colder. We're going to be below normal on Thursday. Not Arctic air, but it will be below normal, mid-40s, recovering the mid-40s by Friday. Once we get to early December, our normal highs are supposed to be around in the mid-40s, all right? But then as we get toward the weekend, here comes the warmth again, and then another front comes through and knocks it down. But as far as any really, really cold air, we would have to wait until maybe next week. As far as highs only in the 30s, kind of cold. All right, so it does show cold air coming. So we'll have to see, but we all know it always pushes it off. So that's the thing that we have to deal with. Originally, it was supposed to be like Tuesday. We were supposed to get it. Now it's pushing it off more. So not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. All right, we'll have to see. But you got to watch these long ranges because again, there will be cold. Of course, there will be cold air coming, but timing it out is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Eventually, it'll get here, but it always winds up running late. So here's the sky conditions on GFS. Obviously, this is a low resolution. It does show a lot of clouds around tomorrow. Tuesday, start off with less clouds, but then we got the high clouds come in. Obviously, Wednesday, we're going to be dealing with clouds. And Thursday, hopefully, we can clear it out. And Friday, hopefully, we can keep it cleared out, and then we'll have more clouds by the weekend probably to deal with. This is the GFS low resolution, of course. If I want a higher resolution, I can go to its high resolution version of the model. This is the But again, we don't really have that much of the 12Z, and here's the 12Z for tomorrow showing a lot of clouds. Tuesday, start off with clear skies, but then these high clouds kind of come in pretty quickly around 11, 12 o'clock. That's the GFS, the FV3 high-resolution version of it. RGEM, let's go look at that. Because the models have different opinions on the clouds tomorrow. RGEM has like a line of clouds come through like in the morning, like around 9 o'clock, and then it has sunshine and just the clouds just off to the north. And then and then it has a clear tomorrow night, and then here come the high clouds for Tuesday that we'll be dealing with. All right, high clouds, contrails, jet smog, all that stuff. You'll be dealing with that. And then Wednesday, obviously, we'll deal with more clouds. And hopefully maybe Thursday we can get a decent sky. But I don't really have a huge confidence in us having a nice sky tomorrow. We can look at the NAM as well. The 0Z NAM, we've got out to 32 hours, so we can look at that for tomorrow. NAM is showing less clouds for tomorrow. So, and it's showing, whatever clouds build up, it seems like it has them more over New Jersey, not over Long Island. So we have differences in the models with this. We can also use the Ventu sky as well. We'll look at the clouds for tomorrow as well. Move this over to, and here we are, 9 a.m., 10 a.m. You see all these clouds here, so it's filling in over New Jersey, but Long Island, yeah, I just think we're going to have a lot of clouds around tomorrow. This model seems to think so too. Even though it may say mostly sunny, I think we're going to have a lot of clouds popping up throughout the day. A lot of stratocumulus clouds probably. So it won't really be a clear day tomorrow. I don't really think it will be. We'll probably have to wait for that stronger cold front Wednesday night into Thursday, probably. Let me go now to the Climate Prediction Center so we can look at our climate, our 8 to 4. So we're above normal in the 6 to 10 day. Not a surprise, given the pattern. We're in precipitation slightly above normal. 8 to 14 days, still above normal, but you notice it does have colder air in the northwest. But we're still going to be kind of above normal this week, and that's the issue that we're going to have. We'll have to see how November turns out. If it turns out to be above normal with temperatures or below normal, we can look at the climate statistics so far this month, the preliminary climate statistics, just to give you a preview. Let's do this. So we'll look at iSlip, and we'll just see how iSlip and New York City have been trending. So we can do the preliminary monthly, and I'll first start off with iSlip and see how preliminary is. So we are 3 degrees above normal actually for November so far, it looks like. So 3 degrees above normal. So that's a significant departure from normal. That is significantly. And precipitation, we're actually 1.44 inches below normal for precipitation, interestingly enough. So, yeah, we are actually above normal at iSlip. So November, despite the chill that we had, has been above normal. Oh, let me just do one more site here. My mistake. I apologize. Central Park, preliminary monthly data. Let's see. Preliminary monthly climate data. Oh, it's screwing it up. Hold on. Let's try it again. There we go. Central Park, 2.8 degrees above normal. So we are averaging warmer than normal. That's quite a significant departure from normal for November. And it looks like November will wind up probably being above normal. Probably one of the warmest Novembers we've ever had. That is all part of the issue as we deal with climate change. Although some people just want to keep denying it. Look at what we're going through tonight. All right, it's not normal to have this kind of weather in late November. That's it for this weather update. Have a good night, and thank you for watching.